Starter wife meaning the woman who builds a man from nothing and gets replaced right when the building pays off. The internet treats it like an inevitable script. It's not. Same role, 3 completely different endings, and I'll show you what decides yours. Quick definition, since half of you came from a TikTok comment section. A starter wife is the woman of a man's building years. She's there before the money. She works the second job while he studies. She believes in him when nobody else does. She's the emotional foundation, often the financial one too. And then he makes it. And within a couple of years of making it, she's out, and there's a new woman in the passenger seat of the car her sacrifice is paid for. Now here's the part that actually burns. The part building a man up, then he leaves doesn't fully capture. It's not just that he left, it's that you funded another woman's lifestyle. Your ramen years, your postponed dreams, your unpaid faith, all of it converted into an asset that someone else gets to enjoy. You weren't just his wife, you were the unpaid venture round for his next wife's life. That's starter wife syndrome at its cruelest. So the question isn't what is a starter wife? The question is, does it have to end that way? Why do men leave their starter wives? The internet's theory: a rich man wants to erase the witness of his weak years. She remembers him broke, insecure, crying at the kitchen table. So the new money buys a new mirror, a woman who only ever saw him powerful. There's truth in that, but it can't explain the exceptions, and the exceptions are the whole story. Because for every man who dumped the woman who built him, there's a man who stayed, you know these couples, together since the broke years, still together in the penthouse. And there's a man who left, but left royally. Mackenzie Scott was the lucky charm behind Amazon's early years. He left anyway, and she walked away with billions and his public gratitude because the exit code was clean. Built him and kept him. Built him and left rich. Built him and left with nothing. Same investment. 3 endings. The difference was never her effort, her loyalty, or how much she gave. The difference was the code. Here's what decides which ending you get. Ending 1. He stays. When the pairing is green across the board, engines firing, low friction, and you're his lucky charm, the fortune code behind his rise, leaving you is expensive. Men feel this, even if they can't name it. Most don't walk away from the power source. But notice I said most. No block is a forever guarantee. Even a lucky charm can be left for another one. Which is exactly why the next 2 endings matter for everybody. Ending 2, the gratitude exit. Clean code, no suppression, low friction, but the love runs its course. He leaves and provides anyway. Generous settlement, ongoing respect, your contribution honored. Painful, yes. Erased, no. Ending 3, the erasure. A suppression code aimed at you in the pairing. To that wiring, your years of building don't register as partnership, they register as service, and service doesn't get severance. This is the woman who discovers the assets were moved long before the papers came. So when you search signs, you are a starter wife. The sleepless building, the "we'll enjoy life later," the feeling that you're the investor and he's the asset. Those signs only tell you that you're building. They don't tell you the ending. The ending is in the code, and it was there before you laid the first brick. Which brings us to how to avoid being a starter wife. And no, the answer is not never support a man. Building together can be the best investment of your life. Ask Mackenzie. The answer is read the code before you invest the years. The reading shows 2 things before you commit your building decade. 1, are you his lucky charm? Is your energy actually the fuel of this rise? That makes you rare and expensive to lose. 2, and this is the real insurance because nothing makes you unleavable, the exit check. If it ever ends, does this pairing carry the gratitude code or the erasure signature? Build the man whose code either keeps you or repays you, never the one whose code erases you. And the difference is visible on day 1. The math, as always. A building decade invested blind. Your youth, your career sacrifices, your faith, with 3 possible endings you can't see. The reading that shows your ending in advance. Less than a single blowout. You're allowed to build a man. Just check who owns the building. If you could see tonight which of the 3 endings your pairing carries, would you keep laying bricks blind? Links in the description. And tell me in the comments, do you know a woman who built a man, and which ending did she get? I read everything. Don't leave your soft life to chance. Subscribe and start vetting by code.